Hey guys, welcome back. Good news. GME announced their split, which I'm sure you've heard. SPY's ripping up here. We're going to talk about Tesla, GME, the stock split dividend, what could happen. Sub up, like up, comment down. Happy Money sticks around. We have a Twitter you can follow us on at HappyMoneyYT. And Discord server link for that's in the description. Yeah, so they announced it. It's 4-to-1 stock split via dividend, which we knew about. 4-to-1 though, so 7-4-1. Here on our Discord, I'm gonna show you real quick. I just looked back at Tesla, looking at one of their splits. They had a 5-for-1, and they also had it split via dividend, potentially to squeeze shorts, because I'm not sure why else you would do it that way instead of just a normal forward split. Tesla has been known to have a high short interest for years too, so I think its price action has been a series of kind of gamma squeezes and maybe some short squeezes, and just for years. But yeah, so right here, you here. I'll just pull it up on here, it's easier. So this was Tesla. This is when they announced the stock split. So basically ran up, almost doubled to the split date. And then it did sell back off for a few days, just because that's somewhat common for splits. Just initially for it to sell off, because people that have, you know, a lot of shares and then are split and have way more shares, it's a time that some investors would then trim some of their positions. So you might get a little sell-off then, but stable out at a higher price. And then with it being a cheaper price, as people get used to that cheaper price, it should cause more buying pressure. Just psychologically, people thinking it's cheaper. Ask an AMC investor what a market cap is. But then after the split, it doubled again for various reasons, but one of them would be because of the cheaper cost of entry. Yeah, that's what I was just saying. So here was the split, and you can see it split here, almost doubled, came back down pretty significant amount. I looked at the market wasn't doing anything crazy. This was probably just some people trimming their positions at that point. Stabilized, and then had a kind of a gamma squeeze, short squeeze. This was over, what, 3 or 4 months, so doubled again from when it split. So I'm not thinking it'll play out quite this slow, but I am anticipating a run up into the split. Tesla also had, I screenshotted it. So they also had a split via dividend, and with that you have a record date, which on GME it's the 18th, which puts it literally the Monday after options expiration on July 15th, which is next Friday. T+2 from July 15th is the Tuesday, which we're expecting a run on Tuesday, and SLD I believe starts then also. So they literally did it right in the window where GME should be ripping anyways. So I looked at Tesla's, and there wasn't a big difference between the record date and the actual distribution date. So here's a record date of August 21st, and then the distribution date was August 28th. That was Tesla. Now GameStop's is the 18th for the record date and the 21st for the distribution date. So 21st after hours. So on the 22nd, it will be traded at the split price, basically whatever price it was at the 21st divided by 4, and then however many shares you had will be multiplied by 4. So I think having a record date and then a dividend or a distribution date is somewhat for accounting and just the way they're doing it via dividend, since they're basically distributing 3 shares to every 1 share instead of it just being a forward split and basically multiplied. As far as having shares before or after this, I don't think it matters too much if you're long. If you're short, I think that's kind of their timeline, the 18th. So it's possible that naked shorts will have to close by the 18th, and regardless of if there's no short interest, I think we should have a rally up until the split, at least on the 22nd. And then regardless of that, if you're just thinking about this next cycle in OPEX, we're expecting a rally that week anyways, the 18th to the 22nd. Possibly spilling over to the 29th and maybe even to the first week in August. I always like to get a couple extra weeks when I'm doing options. But that all compounded with this split, it might be insane, as well as their marketplace is supposed to be releasing this month, I believe. So might be in for a wild ride. I did a lot of shifting around today with that news and that announcement, and it's just TA wise, it's looking nice. I mean, it basically held their bull flag up today very nicely. If you look at the bodies here, it did hold up that divergence, sort of, not too great, but yeah, I actually tweeted out. So I bought shares on the Fidelity on my IRA account. I bought shares after hours after the news because I didn't know. I thought it could open up 100% potentially, or back down where it closed, and I just wasn't sure. So I bought some. 125 is about where I got it at, and I was happy with that price regardless, even if it opened back up down here. But today it hasn't. It's rallied, and I'm expecting just kind of big volatility grinding up the next probably 2 weeks. So probably same sort of shorting behavior maybe that we've seen, mixed in with tons of buying pressure. So just big moves, similar to like how we had here, but maybe even on a bigger scale. So the old shorting it into Friday, that might still be in play. They might drop it down some tomorrow or even into close here. VWAP's way down here at 129. So, or it could rally tomorrow, but they have, from what I can tell, they have until Monday, the 18th. So I think there will definitely there are obligations where they have to start buying in, and so we will see a lot of legitimate buying pressure. But I think volatility will just be up because I think they're also going to try and, of course, keep it suppressed. Yeah, pretty hype. So what I did with my options, as you know, I had short puts, so cash secured puts, and I flipped a lot of those to shares because to capture the gains on the upside on cash secured puts, it doesn't work. You don't get as much basically upside as just holding shares if you're going to sell. So yeah, if you never sell, of course you're never gonna make money. But yeah, so I flipped these cash secured puts here, and basically if GME keeps running up, so say if I want to sell a 130 cash secured put, I need 13 grand to do that. And then say GME's at 150 by next Friday, I'm like, okay, I want to sell a 150 next week, thing is gonna keep going up, then I need 15 grand. So each, as it goes up, your cash secured puts gets more expensive as far as collateral that needs to be held. That's why it's actually, yeah, you can capture more of it if you just buy the shares at that point. So yeah, I closed out of this one for the profit. I don't remember. I think it was a 116 cash secured put. Closed it out for a small amount. Bought in shares today on this one for 134. Is that? No, 128. And then on Fidelity, I've kind of left it alone for right now because it might dip tomorrow. And since these are margin, this is all on margin, I'm kind of keeping it a little more safe. So you can see it here. So here's my 111 cash secured put. So I could close it out now, and I guess no reason not to, because I'm not going to use the capital to buy shares. It's got maybe 50, 100 bucks left on it. Tomorrow, if we drop down, I will probably get shares in this account, change that over to shares. Just because I don't want to be rolling up. So for example, these are 5 cash secured puts at a 111. If I were to do 5 at 120, or I couldn't do 5 at 120. At 120 or 125, I could only do maybe 4 or 3. So rolling up cash secured puts, if you're expecting a big up move, you miss quite a bit of it. On our this theta account, you might notice it's a little different. So my covered calls I actually bought to close them. I think I had a gain on one at least. The other one I rolled it over a couple times, so maybe it was a small loss. I figured might as well though. No reason to roll those up. If I'm buying long calls in other accounts, why not just buy these to close them? So did that, and then the cash secured puts on here also closed those out and bought shares with them. So I turned my 100 shares into 300 on here now, and this is all cash, which is nice, no margin. So much more secure. If GME plummets, I don't have to worry about getting shares called away or anything like that. So with these, I'll just probably just ride these up, and then this 120 leap. Well, we'll see. We'll see if this might be the beginning of the squeeze. Maybe long squeeze. Maybe Tesla 2-year squeeze. Higher levels, more splits. Might have another cycle after the split. Very curious how it plays out. But I wanted shares for the longer term of all of this, in case this is kind of a long term, I guess, grind up now, and we're going to be out of potentially this cycle in this range. But yeah, because if we rip up and we hit 350, 400, 500, whatever, and then we get volatile and it comes back down, it might not come back down to 250. It might find a floor at 400 or 350 and then keep going. So that's where I just kind of want shares to ride through the volatility that don't have expirations. But that being said, I do allocate a small amount to options, and with the options account, let's see, so I showed Weeble, I showed that, yeah, I showed all those. So options account said, whoa, lot on the trading. I bought in this morning on consolidation, so I bought in like here, and then it dropped, which was fine, and then it ripped up, and actually I sold quite a bit right here, and then FOMO'd back in right here because I'm like, I need more exposure. But I'm still anticipating maybe a drop tomorrow, but I'll hold through it on here. I've got enough shares to where I should be fine. So I liquidated some stuff to get capital basically for it. Sold Wish shares, sold some rev calls. Where's the Yaz? There. And then here's kind of the ones I just swing traded today. 150, 190 call debit spreads. These are far out. I wasn't necessarily planning on selling them today, but I did. So I'll show you what I'm basically left with at this point. We've got these ones expiring tomorrow, probably gonna be worthless. This 490, 500 expiring next Friday is most likely gonna be worthless. So 170, 190 call debit spread for. So this will basically be the day after. Yeah, the day after it's trading at a lower price. So Pickle is saying it's gonna get a new options chain and stuff for the new share price, which I don't think that's gonna happen. I think it'll just do it how I've seen all splits work otherwise on option chains, where you get 4 times the options and it divides by 4 the price. So I'm not expecting the chain to have like a secondary chain, but we'll see. I'm not sure. So yeah, I've got that one, 170, 190, and then these are for the week after. These are the 175, 200. So kind of a 200 price target. I would like to scale in some more, maybe tomorrow on a drop, liquidate some more stuff. I would like some just naked long calls instead of spreads, in case we hit 3, 4, 500. Past basically all these short legs. I did actually pick up some 550, 560s. Not a huge spread between them, so not a huge gain, but they were pretty cheap. I've not really just sniped spreads like that before. I probably could do a better job. I just got pretty excited. I got these for 15 cents. I was basically just clicking through each spread to see where I could kind of find a good opportunity. It says they're way down. That's just because there's a huge spread on the spread. But yeah, this is kind of interesting. So still have the 500 shares in here, and then yeah, not a whole lot else. I decided to keep my SoFi shares for now. The chart looks nice on that. My Tesla play is working good, of course. It looks like we're in a big bull market rally too is beginning, so all that with GME the next 2-3 weeks, this might be wild. Airbnb calls are up. Like some of the stuff I might trim tomorrow if I want more exposure to GME, but it's maybe good to be hedged a little bit. SPY, I mean, this thing is rallying today, just real stable. I'm thinking probably fill this gap at least to 400, and this rally though on SPY might be a big one. Might be higher than 400, maybe 412 or 420. We'll see. CPLI I think is next week, so maybe rally before then, and then depending on what that says, rally after, or maybe it'll come down after that. But I don't think it matters too much with GME at this point with obligations. I think it might just be lining up again how it did back here, where basically short hedge funds obligations on GME to roll over or cover happened during a bear market rally. So I'm not sure how it's all correlated, but it seems like it's lining up once again. But that said, I don't think it necessarily has to for GME to basically rally. I'm still very curious to see what it'd be like when it dumps, and I think we will get that. I think we will get an inverse once again where everyone gets hyped on that negative beta. But it's looking good here. It's overbought on the hourly. I think they're gonna still try and shake people out of stuff, scare people. I mean, this is the beginning. I'm not expecting it to be a big double day move like this where tomorrow is just huge, but it could be. I'm expecting, I guess, kind of big ups and then consolidate, just a big grind up basically with big downs, and then not just like a quick 2-day event. But I'm not sure. This is pretty uncharted. I mean, GME's had stock splits before, but it was way back. So the price action, I'm very curious how it's going to play out. Like, there's no one knows. It could be just a long steady grind like today, every day until the record date, or maybe it's going to be more like a cycle where we have 2-3 huge days and it's flat and then shorts down, or something like this is kind of what I'm expecting, maybe, but a shorter time frame. So possibly even like this was only like 10 days, but I think there'll be more shorts coming in. I don't know. I don't know. I'm excited though. I mean, we've got big volume. MACD isn't bullish yet on the daily, but 4-hour it is, and on the weekly, that bull flag just looks mighty fine. Oh man. All right, fired up. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you on Discord. I'm sure I'm forgetting stuff. Let me check. Yeah, I'm definitely forgetting stuff. See you tomorrow. Peace out.